What is happening? What is happening? Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully this is coming across well. It is Maksim Cruz. I am back. That's right. I'm back, stronger, better than ever. We are at a new stage of everything, right? 2021, you probably saw a lot of videos between this weekend and today of people coming on, talking about setting goals, getting your right mindset, doing all that stuff, right? But unfortunately, I haven't seen anyone talking about this. So in this video today, we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about 2021 and how you can have your best year yet. So let me just lower the volume here. I'm streaming across multiple platforms. We are live in our new studio here. As you see, there's still things going on behind us. So we're not 100% there, but we are further along than we were yesterday. So every single day is a move in the right direction with this studio. And let me go ahead and check in on the comments here. So if you're streaming across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, go ahead and comment here. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're joining me, and thank you for being here. So first of all, again, we are at 2021. No matter how your 2020 was, whether it was awesome, whether it wasn't so great, it's in the past. It's over, right? There are certain things we can't change. If you had any loved ones that passed away in 2020, my condolences to you, and hopefully you took that as a lesson of how frail we are in this life. But at the same time, you are here, and why ever you're here, I don't know, I don't have the answers to everything, but you are here, and hopefully you're here to make 2021 better than 2020 was. So let's get right into it. As I said, I saw a lot of videos, and you probably saw a lot of videos of people suggesting and doing all this sort of stuff, and great, you can do all of those. But ultimately, I'm not going to suggest anything in this video. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to be doing in 2021 and how that's going to impact my businesses, as well as how it can impact you. The main thing that I'm going to be doing in 2021 is a simple word, and the word is focus. Okay, 2020 was a year that I got to reflect on a lot of things, and one of my mentors, probably know him, Ty Lopez, he says that life is really about 4 stages: health, wealth, love, and happiness. And that's what I'm really focusing on this year, right? From the healthy thing, I did a lot of intermittent fasting previous 2019 and 2018 to 2019, and it worked. And then, I don't know, my eating patterns, my sleeping patterns, stress, whatever, kind of screwed it all up. And we're here now, right? So I got to go back into the intermittent fasting. I actually am on a treadmill desk right now. So I don't have it on. I'm not walking. But that's one of the things that I've added to my things here and to improve my health is if I'm in a desk environment for a good 3 to 4 hours a day, how can I improve that? So what I actually did is I found an old treadmill, which only cost me $50. I repurposed it and made a treadmill desk out of it. If you're on YouTube, or if you go on YouTube, you could see it there. I explained to you how you could find any old treadmill and convert it into a treadmill desk. So, one of the areas that you could focus on is figuring out what your health goal is for 2021. Whether it's losing weight, I think the 3 top goals that keep on reoccurring for the last 50 plus years is number 1, losing weight or get into better shape. Number 2 is make more money. And then number 3 is either get out of debt or something that has to do with personal relationships with your loved ones or with your, with your spouse or, whoever you're dating, etc., etc. So those kind of the 3 that keep on coming up, and that's why I really like the 4 pillars, which is health, wealth, love, and happiness. So now that we got that health out of the way, it's really focusing. And if you watch the Whole Bunch of the Goals video, it really does come down to an effective number as well as an effective time. if you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds by the end of 2021, like how does that break down, right? So you might want to go ahead and put in 125 pounds per month. So that way you're on track and you're keeping it, and you're saying, hey, January just passed, where am I? Did I lose those 4 pounds? Am I on track? Oh, I actually lost 5, so I'm doing better. So February is here. So it's important to actually have an actual number or something that you can actually count, that you can measure progress against. So again, that's kind of one of the things that I'm focusing on. The financial stuff, right? Ultimately, a lot of people have focused on oh, I want to make $1 million. It's great, but there's one problem with that. We're using the wrong words. And if there's anything that I learned in 2020, it's the power of words. When we use words correctly, our mindset, the way that we perform, the things that we do, the way that we interact with people completely changes as well. So if you're going to be focusing on making more money, change one word, okay? I challenge you. Instead of using make, use the word earn. I'm going to earn a higher income. I'm going to earn more money, right? And what does that do? That brings up a question in your head that actually asks yourself, again, when you're measuring against this, measuring device, if you have a goal, whatever the number is, and I'm not going to shout out a number because I want for you to come up with your own number for whatever number matters to you, X, Y, or Z, or 1, 2, or 3, right? However that breaks down, weekly, monthly, daily, hourly, right? How does that break down for you? Obviously, if you follow me, or if you've seen some of my other videos, I'm in real estate sales and leasing, commercial real estate specifically. So, because I'm on a commission basis, everything has to do with the number of properties that I help sell or that I represent per transaction. Also, my other businesses, which, have to do with clients and credit repair, as well as real estate investing, ultimately all those numbers add up. And that's where, one of my other mentors, he actually says that when cash starts to flow in, it starts to flow in at different rates. Sometimes it's little drops. It's 25, it's 50, it's $100 here or there. Other times it's higher. Other times it's a lot more. For example, any real estate transaction commission might be several thousands of dollars, where something else might only be $50, $25, $100. And that's just how it is. But ultimately, how are those numbers adding up? If your goal is to hit whatever, $100,000 a year, that's $8,300 a month. If you're doing that, divide that by 30. How much is that per day? And if you're doing those daily activities, if you're doing those hourly activities, you should be able to hit your targets. If not, what I did was every 90 days, go back and recheck your business. Are you on track? How far are you behind? What can you do to change it, right? Ask yourself how, not why or what or whatever. Ask yourself how can this be done? So, that's kind of the financial thing. The love, I'm obviously married. My wife and I, we recently celebrated our 9th year anniversary, and it's come down to a question of how can you make the other individual as happy as you did when you were dating, but also improve the relationship for yourself. Because ultimately, I'm not going to lie, I think everyone is selfish to a certain point. And sure, everyone wants to talk like they're out there to help you and they're doing all this stuff to help you, but ultimately they're looking to get something from it. And I've realized that, that's just the truth, is the honest truth. I don't think there's anybody out there that is strictly giving away their time, giving away their money, giving away their knowledge, giving away their something, not to get something back. Sure, there's different individuals that come to different points in their lives where they're like, well, I'm just going to do this, and if I get paid, whatever. But, they're still somewhat selfish because they're looking for something. They want to feel good by giving something away to somebody else. So ultimately, we have to realize that as human beings, at some times we're selfish. And if you're not a selfish human being, great. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to get to know you better, because I'd like to be around other individuals that actually don't always look to take, but also look to give, give of themselves without necessarily expecting something back. But at the end of the day, I think what I'm trying to say here is that we have to realize that there's this side of us that is selfish, right? That is just something that we want, something that, we're looking to do something to get something out of it. It's not always money. Sometimes it's a feel good. Sometimes it's recognition. Other times it's just whatever, friendship or whatever it is. But, we have that side. And ultimately, all of that leads to the fourth pillar, which is happiness, right? How do you become happy? What is it that makes you happy? And I don't know, I haven't figured it all out yet, right? This is a lifelong journey that I'm on. I'm here to improve myself every single day. I'm here to serve my clients. I'm here to serve you on this video, to hopefully give you something that others haven't given you, and just make this 2021 better than 2020 was. And ultimately, I think what I've learned is when you talk about scale, it's good to think big, right? It's good to think international. It's good to think growth and all that stuff. But at the same time, what happens when you don't hit those achievements? What happens when you come short, right? Do you get disappointed? How do you bounce back without necessarily getting depressed or not knowing what it is that you're gonna do? And that's where I was, right? I achieved some success, but I wasn't there. It wasn't all there for me. I was still missing something. I was missing that point. So in 2021, what I'm gonna do is really focus on the things that I can control. Certain things I can't control. I can't control politics. I can't control the government. I can't control whatever is happening with the international and national aid. I can't control the healthcare system. I just can't control those things, right? Maybe if I was a health worker, or if I was a politician, or if those were my interests, then that is something that I can focus on to and really dedicate time. But, I don't know about how you feel, but I think there's so much depressing content, especially on YouTube, where people are just complaining and saying how this person did that and that person did that. And one promise that I will give to you, my honest promise, is here, whenever you're with me, I'm never going to criticize. If you want to come here and say you had a bad experience with myself or with somebody else and they're a scam artist and all of that stuff, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. And ultimately, if you're in business, today I'm dealing with a transaction and we're going back and forth with the mortgage lender and the seller's representative, and something about a review coming in that the mortgage lender wasn't happy with, and back and forth. And it's like, where are we really getting? Is this helping the transaction move forward, right? From the seller's representative, if they are being unprofessional, is that helping us close the deal? Is that helping us get things done? And if it's not, then why should I waste my time focusing on that when I can't change it? Whatever that person feels, whatever has been done has been done. The question is, okay, how can I fix it? Okay, what is missing? If something is missing, how can I get it to you as fast as we can so we can close this transaction? And what I believe is, personally for me, if I focus on those things, then ultimately, we'll close more deals, we'll do better in business, people will be happier, we'll get more things done, and I'll just live a happier, better life. Because focusing on the wrong stuff sometimes just doesn't give you what you want. It gives you nothing. It gives you when you reflect back, it gives you the anxiety, if anything, gives you the anxiety that you just spent all this time investing into something that really didn't give you the results that you want. Maybe it didn't give you the feeling that you want. So those are my goals. That's what my main thing is this year, is focus. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing. If there's anything that I can help you with. Again, I do like to read. I'm starting to read more and more. I'm trying to do at least 5 books a week. And again, if you follow Ty Lopez, he kind of teaches you how to read a book. It's a lot of people, like I have this book here, a lot of people, they'll come onto a book and they'll start to reading it front to back. And really what I've learned, I'll leave you with this tip, is just going to the introduction and go right into the contents and go right into the chapters and see what chapters actually interest you, and be like, hey, I don't want to know what the mystery of sex is. It's actually chapter 11 of this book, Think and Grow Rich, right? So be like, hey, what am I going to lose skipping out this chapter? If you're looking for, I don't know, for example, chapter 7, Organized Planning, the Crystallization of Desire into Action. That interests me a lot more than the mystery of sex. So again, when Ty Lopez talks about reading a book a day, it's not necessarily reading it from front to back. I know he has this whole course on speed reading and all that stuff. It's really about getting the meat and potatoes out of the book. And there's a lot of books that are full of meat and potatoes, and sometimes it does take you a week or 2 weeks or a month to get through those books because there's just too much technical knowledge. But ultimately focus on what it is that you want to get. And 2020 for me was a big reflection on asking myself, what is it that I want? And I think if you take, 5-10 minutes out of this week and just try to ask yourself and really focus on answering that one thing, what is it that you really want? And you write those things down and you work on them on a daily basis. By the end of 2021, I think you'll be much happier than you were in the beginning of 2021. And if everything's going well in your life, I'm grateful for that. It's great to know that a lot of people are doing well. But also, come back to reality. There's a lot of people that need your help out there. I'm actually working on a book right now. It's a guide that I'm going to be giving out completely for free. It's going to be a self-published book. I was speaking with a publisher to go and publish it, but I've decided to do this book on my own. It's going to be completely free. It's actually about real estate investing and buying your own multifamily property using FHA loans. That's how I got into the business. That's how my wife and I were able to start real estate investing, and then from there scale up. But I think in reality, what we've seen is a lot of people are stuck at home. A lot of people are working from home. And the question now comes into, hey, if this work from home is the reality for the perceived future, how can you turn your home into an asset? I know a lot of people that were doing Airbnb before that their business completely shut down, and other individuals that are struggling because they have multifamily investments and tenants are not paying rent. So how do you measure all of those things and make sure that you're in that, I'd say 89% of investors that are doing very well with their multifamily properties versus the 11% that are not doing. And there I'm going to have a whole chapter about Section 8 or Plan 8, depending where you're located, and how to work around those things. And one of the things that, I'll give you a tip, one of the things that I've done in all of my properties, especially in my 2 or 4 or 3 unit properties, is that there's at least one tenant that has Section 8. Why? Because the mortgage is typically right around 50% of the actual income coming in. And if one tenant covers the mortgage payment, then if the other tenant is not paying on time, that gives us time to kind of gives us a basis in order to go through the eviction process with being able to still keep the property and then renting it out and going through the whole court system. And it's unfortunate where we're at. A lot of people cannot pay their rent, and time is running out, and unfortunately the court systems are opening back up and they're starting to evict tenants. But again, that's not my focus. My focus is, how can I help these tenants get into a better environment? Why is it that they lost their job? Is it because they were focusing on the wrong thing? And maybe that's what it is. It's about focusing and saying, hey, 2020 was a wake-up call. My job isn't going to be around all that time. What do I have to do different? Do I have to learn a different technical skill in order to perform a different service, in order to be able to earn the income that I need to earn in order to cover my bills? Or hey, you know, is it a reflection of what I have? Am I actually misspending? Is that even a word, misspending? I don't know, spending my money in a way that isn't really wise. And you know, I was actually talking with my wife yesterday. I said, hey, everything we have is on sale. Like, you see that lamp over there? It's on sale. Like, there's a microwave right behind there. It's on sale. What else? The computer back there. It's on sale. Now, I might be delusional and saying, hey, that I think that iMac is 2017, 2018 iMac. You know, it's probably worth, I don't know, $600-700. If somebody gave me $1,000, that baby's out of the door, right? Because I'm actually selling it for more than it's worth. That lamp, right? It's on sale. Why? Because the mentality has changed. The focus has changed. The focus is that lamp serves a very particular purpose, which right now is giving me some backlighting or whatever, but I don't necessarily need that lamp. And if I can take that lamp, convert it into cash, and invest that cash into something that's actually an income producing asset, you know, that just gives me more and gives me that reliability that I might not have had before. So I know I've said a lot, but yeah, I'm back. I know in 2021 I didn't make as much videos as I had planned for because we had a lot of things going on, and probably you didn't see me a lot on social media, but this year is going to be different. We've actually built this dedicated studio. Sometime in the future we'll record this whole setup with what we got going on, and that way you'll see what's going on here. And with all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Let's focus in this 2021. Decide on whatever it is that you want and really focus on it. And if you focus on it, I know that you can achieve it. So with all that being said, have a great afternoon, and I'll see you on the next video.